What about now? What about now? I changed the mic. The light is on. Hey, FinTube, if you could hear me. Thank you, Reba. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, God. I fucking hate when that happens. And I shuffled in the card that came out. The other card that came out with hard work was cutting ties, something like that. Cutting something, cut out, something like that. The hard work will be rewarded. Teamwork, dedication, fertility, success, sweet indulgence, achieving the impossible. So this is a love reading. So for some of you, you may be putting in the time, effort, and energy towards a connection that you have. Or some of you, like, I want to fish out the card that came out before, because I was saying that some of you may be working on cutting something out so that you can bring in love. Yeah, cut out. This is the card that came out. It's best to part ways to heal. So some of you, I don't know if this is a relationship that is too much work to maintain and may not be worth the effort with this card coming out. I'm just saying, because it's best to part ways to heal, severing ties, endings, moved on, abandonment, calling it quits, close chapter, walk away. So some of you, for some of you, you may be working hard to keep a relationship together, but it's like everything that you're doing may not be worth it, or it's still going to end up the same way where you're going to have to sever ties. There could be something going on within the connection that needs to be cut out in order for the relationship to be salvageable, you know? But the thing is it worth it? Is it worth it, you know? I'm thinking about Seven of Pentacles. Like this, like somebody says, another reader says, is the juice worth the squeeze? In reality, is it? That's something that some of you may need to consider. Hey, Adrian. Hey, Trevor. Thank you, Trevor. So hard work cut out. And then we got triggers and mirror. Oh my gosh. Are you like triggering each other? Because you're like mirroring each other too. Like this giving me like the... They say twin flame, false flame. It could be triggers, a challenging connection. Yeah, like, wow. This is, I know some of your situations. So, and before one of you came on, these cards came out. So this might be your specific reading, whoever resonates so far with the hard work and cut out. Triggers, a challenging connection, lessons, unhealthy, pushing, karmic relationship, chaotic, provoked, unbalanced, fleeting. Look at that. Like whatever this relationship is triggering you. But like I'm gonna be like I'm trying not to go like too negative or too positive. I try to be balanced, because sometimes some relationships could be worth the effort, but they teach you things. They mirror things back to you that you need to cut out. They show you certain things, certain wounds, they trigger certain wounds, certain habits, behaviors that you have, or even mindsets that can interfere with a relationship that you think is worth putting in the effort towards. But the thing is also, you had to be willing to put in the work and put in the hard work with healing yourself. You know, so if there's certain triggers that are being activated within a connection, you know, something that the person is mirroring back to you, something that you need to reflect on, because remember, that's what we do with mirrors. We see our reflection. They make us reflect. See, there may be certain bad behaviors that need correcting. Narcissist, self-absorbed, one-sided relationship, mirroring, vanity, ego, selfish, boastful. So it's like that devil energy. So some of you could be in an unhealthy relationship, or there could be something unhealthy within you or the person that you're dealing with that needs to be cut out. You know, you know what it is for you. On the bottom of the deck, we have, it's a date, December 25th. That's Christmas Day. Christmas season, holiday season may be a significant time. It may be meaningful to you, or it could just be a date. It could be somebody's birthday, actually. I know there are people who are born on Christmas Day. besides Jesus, whatever his actual birthday is, but wants to put in the effort, appointment, meeting in person, dating, rendezvous, courtship, getting to know each other. For some of you, this is maybe a relationship that, and you will know your situation. Some of you, this may be a relationship that you definitely need to move on from because it's probably going to cause you more harm than good. But if you really think about it, even though I don't want to say, and I'm excluding abusive relationships where people are controlling and physically, emotionally, verbally, mentally abusive to anybody, because that's unacceptable. It's 100% unacceptable. Now, for some of you, you may be in a type of relationship that may be triggering certain things within you that you need to reflect on. That's going to require you to work hard on healing. If you want to keep the connection, if you believe the connection is worth keeping. Shapeshifter, you're doing it to yourself, okay? It's the thing is, like, sometimes something catastrophic has to happen. And I'm not talking about like RIP, planning for a funeral type of catastrophic. It's sometimes, and I'm going to speak from my own experience, that sometimes something bad, like really bad, and I'm not talking about like deadly or like ending up in the hospital, but something like a bad argument, like something bad might happen, and that might force it. And those are like those towers they talk about. When something happens and then it just makes everything crumble, that the thought of going back to it will be unappealing. It's like a person, I'm not gonna say, because men and women, they get cheated on. People get cheated on. It's like the person you're with is cheating. They cheated on you in the past. You've forgiven them, but then the last straw will be you actually catch them in the act, and that is like something that you cannot take out of your brain. I don't know how anybody could, just like idea of the person I'm with in bed, or like catching them in the middle of doing something sexual to someone else, that will live forever in my brain, and I will never want to see that person again. So it's like, I'm saying it has to be something like that, like something that turns you all the fuck off. The thing is, you don't want it to get to that point, because that is going to require, you're not only going to have to heal from the fact that you're going to probably feel like you wasted your time on somebody, even though there's a lesson in that. It's like, yeah, why would you spend time with somebody that isn't good for you? There's something, what is wrong with me to deal with someone who was not good for me? Yeah, those are the questions you ask yourself. You end up asking yourself, gonna look at all the time, the energy you spent, even, I don't know if the resources too, if you put in money, you invested financially into something. You're gonna be like, wow, why didn't I see the signs? Why did I let it get to this point? Now I have to fucking heal from the trauma of whatever may end up causing you to like finally break apart, because that usually what happens. Sometimes if you can't control yourself, something's gonna happen. And I'm speaking from my own experience. Thank God it wasn't like the example I gave, that, because I don't know, but just the idea alone, ooh, that turns me off. Ooh, gross, but I feel like that's the best example. It's like, you gotta really think, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Because the thing is, it's like, if the ending comes for a situation that isn't really the best for you, you're not only gonna have to forgive yourself for the time that you wasted, you're gonna, and maybe possibly forgive the other person, though I always say forgive yourself first, because if you forgive yourself, usually it's usually us, because like, damn, why did I stay too long? Why did I accept that, or why did I settle for less? All that stuff, right? But then you also got to heal from whatever was the breakup itself, like whatever caused the final, put the nail on the coffin, the final nail on the coffin. So it's like, you don't want it to get to that point, and hopefully it's not like something that's like I literally RIP, like it leads to that, because that's not, there's no going back from that, you know? But for some of you, because I like to look at both sides, because not everybody's in a situation where it's like a totally unhealthy relationship. It could be a type of relationship that's like really having you reflect on yourself and the type of partner you are and the type of partner you want and how you want to show up in relationships. It's making you face your fears, your insecurities, even the way you may be treating other people because of your fears and insecurities. Because when you have those fears and insecurities, it's not only affecting you, but it's also affecting the way you're like going into the relationship and how you're treating the person. Like you're not being able to trust them, even though they may not be doing anything to cause you to mistrust them. But it's just those fears that, oh, what if this person cheats on me? What if this person does this or that? Or they hurt me, all that stuff, right? But the thing is if it's a relationship that is worth the effort and you're worth putting in the work towards, it's worth putting in the work towards healing yourself so that you can be in and have a healthy relationship, then yeah, it could be something that it could be something good. But like it says, it's funny that it says hard work will be rewarded. It's best to part ways to heal. But like the cutout card could just be, there could be certain things you may actually need to cut somebody out of your life, or you have a habit that you need to cut out of your life because some sort of trigger that you're maybe experiencing could be ruining a relationship, you know? And it's something that you need to really reflect on. You have to understand where the wound stems from, where it originated, because they say the light is where the wound is where the light is. I think that's Rumi. I don't know if I said it correctly, but the thing is, like the trigger is like letting you know that there's a wound, but then you got to understand where that wound is coming from and what caused it and what's at the root of it, and then what you need to cut out, you know. And it could have to do with belief system, a mindset about yourself or about relationships or about the opposite sex, however it is. But like the fact that says it's a date, like some of you, it could be something that's worth the effort because it says someone wants to put in the effort, but you should do that if you know that the relationship is worth saving, worth salvaging, you know, if you can forgive certain things and you can't, oh my gosh, look at this underneath this healing. You know, what's not, I'm gonna say funny, but like I don't know if this is an issue to temptation. It could be like for some of you, I know one of you, I already know one of you. This is the problem for you. The forbidden fruit thing. I remember what you said. Thank you for confirming. I remember somebody talking about it's so good, it's so sweet. But is it the torture? You know? It's like when we love to eat, right? There's people that love to eat, right? But the thing is, sometimes we love to eat the things that could hurt us, that could kill us, you know? People have like certain vices that, you know, if you do it too much, it could eventually kill you, you know? So for some of you, it could be that. And I'm not talking about fatalistic kill, like it could harm you, you know? It could be so good, but it's so bad. You know what I mean? You see, I'm not calling anybody out, even though I see the person is here. You called yourself out, okay, but I'm not gonna say your name, you know. But yeah, like maybe the whole point of whatever your connection is to help you see what are the things that you need to cut out of your life. Like why? I can't judge because I've been in that situation, you know. I understand. But the thing is, it gets to the point, like, imagine there's something so much better for you, but like whatever situation, whatever person you're dealing with is blocking that person that's meant for you to come in, you know? And that's the thing I tell myself too. See, the healing cards, healing emotional wounds, recovering, repairing, improving, shadow work, deep healing, getting over something. If some of you, like, say something happened in your relationship and I don't know what it is, but it could be something that triggered you, you know, that's like I said, our emotions are our teachers. You know, we have to learn the lesson from our teacher, our emotions, you know, and know what we have to work on, what we need to improve, what we need to remove and cut out of our lives. Is doing that shadow work. It's also like whatever could have happened between you two and whatever it is, because I know some people can forgive cheating, and whatever that means to you, because everybody has their own meaning, or forgive somebody for saying something disrespectful or whatever, or what, I don't know what, it could be anything, right? But the thing is like, is it worth repairing? Is the relationship worth repairing? Is this, like I keep saying, salvageable? You know, for some of you, I don't like, because when you think about salvage, like you usually think about garbage, you know, like somebody throws something out, but then somebody else takes it. You know, like one man's trash is another man's treasure. That type of thing. I'm not saying anybody's trash or treasure, but the thing is, it's like whatever your relationship is something that should just be totally scrapped, or is this something that you can save? You know? Okay. Let me see what else comes out. Wow, this is like very straightforward. I'm gonna put that back. I'm gonna put this because I feel like whoever needed that message, they got it. They got the message. Okay, let's see what else comes out. But you know, who's the problem? No. What's the problem? You know? And the thing is too, I don't know, shapeshifter. I'm so nosy. I want to like know more, but I'm like, I don't want you to put your business out here. So like, I would like have like, I'm so curious. That's my Scorpio. That's my Scorpio. You know what's funny? I was watching a video, a reading yesterday, and a person was saying like a Scorpio and a Capricorn will be good investigators. They will be good private investigators, you know? And the thing is, my Mars sign, which is the action sign, the action planet, is Capricorn. So it's like that I have that tenacity when I want something. But damn, it's like I haven't really been wanting much lately. I just want peace, you know? And peace is not something that you really have to fight for. It's about letting things go, releasing things, you know? But the thing is that love good love? Is that healthy love, you know? Okay. Let's see. I think I already got that message out. So this someone has a lot of thinking to do if they really want. Okay. Okay, let's see what other messages we need to know. What other love message do we need to know at this time? Well, the temptation card came out again. Temptation is a part of life. It doesn't matter if it's wrong or right. Temptation. That's a freaking song from the, I think it's the 80s or 90s. It's a freestyle song. Mountains, so obstacles, and true gem. Temptation, connection. You know, so interesting. Because I didn't even read too much what the temptation card was, but I'm going to read it now. This is interesting. I got the bullseye. This is giving me Taurus energy. Nothing will get in the way. Focus, no distractions, set on you, goals, no games, serious intentions, not giving up. Wow. I like how you use unreliable instead of unstable. I'm just noticing how you use unreliable instead of unstable. That it sounds like she has a lot of work to do. I'm gonna tell you something. We can't save people, shapeshifter. We can't save people. People gotta save themselves. It's like when someone's drowning in the pool or the ocean. You go to help them, they take you down. Remember, you want to be that Ten of Wands that we talked about in the other reading, the one with the freaking casket in the water. You need to listen to that song from Dido. I think it's called Ship, something like that. I will go down with his ship. Will you go down with her ship? Okay. I know it sounds like I'm saying shit, but I'm saying ship, like sails, a boat. Okay. So temptation, forbidden fruit, tempting offer, not socially acceptable, alluring, hard to resist, fighting the urge. A lot of desire, but too risky. Oh, you know what? I feel the same way about someone that I know, a friend I have. I feel the same way. But the thing is, it's like we got to protect our energy. We got to protect ourselves. We could be there for them, but then that doesn't mean we have to take on their burdens. That's their shit to deal with. That's their shit they need to work out. We could be there to listen, to offer support, but we can't carry their burden for them. That's theirs. And I remember I had a friend that will always, and because I know that I was on a point where like people would tell me, like I had this friend, she was always very super encouraging, but like I was like, why is she telling me these things? I don't want to hear this. I don't, but it's not like I was like, thank you. I was grateful for her telling me that, but it's like, I wasn't in the place to receive it, to accept it. And it was because I didn't know, or I wasn't aware, I wasn't awake to know that there were certain things that about me that I was giving off to her, that she felt the need to be encouraging to me, that I didn't even realize that I was giving off that type of energy. But then later I realized that, yeah, that had issues with insecurity and all that stuff. And she would try to, say things to make me feel good about myself without me even asking or, realizing that I was putting out that energy. And I realized I was like, damn, I had somebody there saying all these things to me, but I wasn't receptive to it because my mind was not there. I wasn't in that. My mind was somewhere else, I don't even know how to describe that. But then it's like later on, I realized, I'm like, wow, I wonder, like, how it is when you try to give your friend advice and then they don't listen, they keep doing the same shit over and over again. It gets to a point that gets a bit frustrating. But the thing is, it's like, that's their life. But the thing is too, we don't have to take on their burdens. We're not saviors. We're not saviors. We're here to support each other, but we can't heal. We can't do the work for the people that we care about. You know what I mean? I don't know why I had to say that. I feel like it was a good example though, because we could tell people like, oh, you're a good person, you're this and that. But if they don't believe that, then those words are falling on deaf ears, like my deaf mic. Those words will fall on deaf ears. So that person needs to do some sort of internal change within themselves to see their value, their personal value, what they offer, what they bring, and that person seems like they haven't done that yet. And there's only, like I told my friend, I was like, there's only so much I could say to you, and there's only so much that I could do. But the thing is, like, you have to work on yourself, And it's not our responsibility to do that, to work. You know what I mean? But why do you carry guilt? Did you cause those problems, those issues? Because if you did, then yeah, feel guilty for that. But if you didn't do anything to cause her to be the way she is, then there's no guilt. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything. So there's no reason to feel guilty. Just look at what you've tried to do and that it couldn't help, but maybe you're not the person that could help her. Sometimes, like, it's like with kids. If you know how kids are, and if you're a parent, you know, when you tell your kid to do something, they don't listen to you, but then somebody else says the same thing, and then, oh my God, Miss Something said to do this. And you're like, I've been telling you to do that for a while. But it's just, it's like, oh, you love me, so you're gonna tell me what you want, what you think I need to hear, or whatever. You're gonna tell me that because you're gonna tell me I'm a good person, or that you love me, or I'm beautiful because you love me. But then it's like someone who doesn't love you and they tell you something. It's like, oh my God, thank you so much. It's like, you know, it's so fucked up how it is. If you really think about it. Yeah, so why would you feel guilty? Why should you feel guilty when, I mean, if just as long as you're not contributing to it, there's no reason for you to feel guilty, you know? And your intentions too are, I don't think you have bad intentions. But the thing is you don't want to be, think about this. You don't want to be, this is going to sound harsh, but the way she sounds and you dealing with her, you don't want to be taking advantage of her too. And I'm not saying you're doing that, but you kind of can be in a way, unknowingly, because of her insecurities and stuff. You say you like the way she loves you, she cares about you, that you've never felt that before. But the thing is, she needs to be pouring that love and care into herself, not into you. Because all she's doing is depleting herself and continuing to do harm to herself. She's not even trying to reach out for a life raft. I don't know. I'm thinking about the SOS, the lifesaver. Like you can't save her. You know, if somebody wants to drown, like I said, if somebody's like the lifeguard, that's why lifeguards have to be very good at their job, because they need to know how to handle people when they're in those situations where they're drowning, because if they don't, they could end up drowning with them. And that's what may happen to you, you know? You know what? If she doesn't care now, but you care. And however she is impacting you. I mean, if it's bothering you and then you're going to have to be the person that makes that decision, you know? But there shouldn't be any guilt tied to that, especially if you know that you try to do your best for her, you know, to help her or be there for her. But the thing is like I said, you don't want to be, because already there seems to be maybe a little bit of an imbalance when it comes to that. I can't tell you what to do, you know, because you could try to move on, but she may try to follow you. I don't know, you know, but all right, so I'm gonna go back to the reading. So we got temptation, a lot of desire, but too risky, forbidden fruit, tempting offer, not socially acceptable, alluring, hard to resist, fighting the urge. And then mountains. It will not be an easy path. Blocks, setbacks, delays, big problems, hardship, trouble, a lot of work, burdens, and mistakes, right? So a lot of obstacles, a lot of things getting in the way. But the thing is, the true gem, this is, I'm sorry, shapeshifter. I hope things get better. And I understand, because I still have those emotional ties with the person that I had a situationship with, you know? So it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress, even for me. So a connection worth saving. Valuable jewelry, quality, authentic, hard to find, real, 1 in a million, perfect, and beauty. It's funny because, you know, it's like this, And this is why this sounds like it's your reading, shapeshifter, because there's the mountains. It's like so much shit going on. You value the person or whoever this resonates with. There could be somebody that you want to go towards. You cannot resist yourself from going to this person, but because of even knowing that there are a lot of obstacles within the connection, or that you may face certain obstacles with the connection. Some of you may feel like it's worth it. It's worth trying to connect to someone that you feel like is a true gem, or trying to save a relationship. It says a connection worth saving. So it could be a different situation. Some of you could already be in a relationship where there could be a lot of obstacles in there, but there could also be a lot of attraction, a lot of love. But the thing is, it's like whatever those obstacles are, those things need to be worked out before, because the person could be a true gem, but the thing is, if there's too many things getting in the way of the relationship, how can you really enjoy the connection if there's too much shit getting in between it? For some of you, it could just simply be overcoming those obstacles. Hopefully it isn't something to do with infidelity or, someone being deceptive and unfaithful or disloyal in any way. But for some of you, you may be dead set on like overcoming whatever obstacles you are facing within your connection, or even overcoming the obstacles that will get you to the person that you feel like is a true gem, with the bullseye. It's like you will do whatever it takes. This is focus, no distractions, set on you, goals, no gains, serious intentions, not giving up. So it's like some of you may not be wanting to give up on somebody. This is sounding like you're reading shapeshifter, but you know what? You're not the only person that's going through that situation, Okay, I don't think that's anything to do with that reading. Nothing will get in the way. A lot of desire, but too risky. It will not be an easy path. But it could be a connection that's worth saving. So like, what's reminding me of? I forgot the story. I don't know if it's Eros and Psyche. I think it might be them too. Like Psyche wanted to be with Eros or Cupid or whatever. I think that's Cupid's other name. I could be wrong. But, Aphrodite is like, oh, if you want to be with him, then you have to do all these things. You have to prove this. You have to do that. And I think it's like, I could get the story wrong. I don't know who this is. I don't remember, but there's a myth. I think it's a Greek mythology. It's part of Greek mythology, where I think Aphrodite was like, oh, you want to marry my son? You want to be with my son? Then you have to do all of these things. You have to prove yourself, but I think it was Psyche. I don't remember. She did everything she had to do. And she even had the help of other gods, because some of the tasks that were given to her were like stuff that could possibly kill her. But she had help from other gods to complete the tasks in order to reunite with her love. I don't know if it was Eros and Psyche, but they were able to reunite. For some of you, it could be that. Like there could be a lot of stuff. I don't know if this person's also putting up some sort of boundaries or with you that they're like, I want to make sure that you're worth having access to me, because I know I'm a true gem. So you need to like go through all these tests and these trials in order to have access to them. So I don't know if some of you may be dealing with someone like that too. Like you see someone who's truly valuable, but they have their guard up, they have their boundaries up, and they're like, no, I've been down this road before and I've gotten screwed over. So now if you want to be with me, you got to go through all of these tests and tribulations. For some of you, you may simply just want to have a good time with this person, but but for some of you, and you're not going to pass the test, because whatever these are, because whoever this true gem person is, they're the type of person that may not take any shit, like any fuck up that you do, And oh, okay, if this is someone that you're already with and then you're coming back together, this person is not gonna let you in that easily. They're not gonna let you back in that easily. You're gonna have to any fuck up, you're gone. They will and they probably will tell you this. They probably have told you this if this resonates with you. But for some of you, if this is a new person, they have their guards up and they want you to climb those mountains. If you want to come to me, then you're going to do all of these things to get to me, to prove it. Because maybe this person in the past has allowed people in easily and learned very quickly how important it is to have boundaries. But for some of you, you may hit all the marks and you will gain access to this person, you know? Okay. Wow. Wow. So I have to leave. I have to go because my lunch break ended, but I hope these messages resonated with you. This was very fast. Yeah, because I started late, but my lunch break ends already. So I hope this reading was helpful to anyone that it may have resonated with. If you feel like this is a message that someone else needs to hear, even the conversation I was having with a viewer, feel free to share the message with them. If you subscribe, thank you so much. Thank you for liking. Thank you for being here. Oh my God, don't tell anybody about my channel, okay? And remember your name. Nobody's gonna know who you are unless you tell people who you are, shapeshifter. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care. Bye. Didn't I post it? Oh, the one. Hopefully she does it on my channel. Bye, everyone. Bye, Shapeshifter.